She's like, the back. That was a crazy question. I don't know. I don't know the number. You're gonna miss out on the door price tickets now.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Stephanie Chavis. I am the Emergency Management Director, Fire Marshal, and right now the Interim Director for 911. We appreciate all of you being here, excited about you all being in our county. How many of you, this is your first time in Robeson? Wow, okay. Well, good to have you. We have, I don't know if you know anything about this room, but this is our Emergency Operations Center. You've probably heard about the storms we've had in the past. This is where it all happens. And when it's happening, it's crowded like this, but it's just a lot more noisier. But we appreciate all that you all do. We appreciate you being here. I wanted to introduce my staff of Crystal, and everybody knows Chad, but Chad's there too. We've got Crystal in the back. She's our IT. Chad, of course, is the Assistant Director for 911. Manny Calder is the Assistant for the Emergency Management side. Justin Hunt is my Deputy Fire Marshal. And this is Miss Brandy. She is our Administrative Assistant. If you need anything today and you see any of us walking around in the red shirts, just pull at us or tag us and let us know what you need. Otherwise, the bathrooms, when you step out here or step out that door, the bathrooms are straight across the hall. Kitchen, I don't know if we have coffee. We don't. But lunch will be served at 12, Chad? Okay. We're having lunch at 12. I will not be here. I've got another obligation. We've got our first team, CERT team. I don't know if any of you know anything about CERT, which are our Community Emergency Response Teams. We have our first team, CERT team, graduating today, so I've got to go speak at that. So I won't be here for lunch. But hope you all enjoy your day. And if you need anything, like I say, just reach out to some of us or just tell Chad and he'll make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we will call this January 17th, 2020 meeting of North Carolina APCO to order. We could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I want to echo the comments earlier, thanking Chad and Robeson County for hosting us. You've been great hosts for all of our meetings yesterday and today, so we appreciate it. Also want to recognize Southern Software as our lunch sponsor. We appreciate your support this afternoon. Want to recognize any first-time attendees. If this is your first meeting, if you'll stand up, we have a little gift for you. Or just raise your hand. And just RPLs, current or pending, if you'll stand. All right, any CPEs, current or pending? And any North Carolina APCO chapter life members? I don't think I see anyone. Okay. All right, so my name's Grayson Gusta. I'm the president of North Carolina APCO. I introduced the board at the table here. We have Brett Wren, immediate past president. Stephanie Connor, first vice president. Christine Moore is our second vice president. She was sick this morning and had to go home, so she's not with us today. David Dodd, I remembered you now, the executive council representative. Missy Gazelle, the chapter secretary. Lori Laughlin, chapter treasurer. And then our other regional ambassadors are here, and we'll recognize them later in the meeting. All right, the minutes from our November 8th chapter meeting have been posted on our website. Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes?
Motion. Second.
All right, any opposed? All right, thank you, Vic. Moving on to committee reports. First is the treasurer's report, and if you will come up here so we can make sure it goes on Facebook Live.
In the checking account, we have $632.49. The symposium account has $391.87. The scholarship account has $1,432. Money market account has $50,273.27 for a total of $52,729.63.
All right, do we have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any opposed? All right. Next on our list, the executive council report, David Dodd.
Got very little to report. With the holidays and all, the executive council hadn't been very much going on. The APCO International Executive Committee and the Board of Directors are holding their mid-year meeting today at APCO headquarters in Daytona Beach. Some of the items that are on their agenda, there's a discussion to transition the young professional and radio spectrum task force to committee status. They're also going to be discussing policy manual amendments to policy manual 4.3 and 4.4 dealing with curriculum development and review. Also policy manual 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4 dealing with committee revisions. They'll be discussing a possible procedure for board vacancy election procedures. They'll be voting on the conference and exposition committee's recommendation of the chairperson for the 2021 conference in San Antonio. And they'll be looking at review of the capital system and improvement plan updates for the coming, I believe it's a 5-year period. The board of directors, in our case, the East Coast directors, Dave Saffel and Frank Thomason, they will schedule a post-meeting call with the executive council members in the East Coast here to discuss what went on in the meeting. I'm guessing that'll be 2 to 3 weeks down the road. The management committee, which I serve on as the vice chair, will hold our monthly conference call next Tuesday, and the main agenda item for that call is to start creating the agenda for the annual executive council meeting that will be coming up in August at the conference in Orlando. The only other couple of things I've got, and this is really not an executive council issue, but I just want to make you aware of a change coming up in the APCO Institute effective July 1 of 2020, which pertains to student registrations in live co-host and contract classes. Effective July 1, anybody participating in these type classes must be pre-registered. In the past, there has been where you could pretty much walk in the first day of class, and they are doing away with that. And if you register somebody for a class and then you decide that you need to substitute and send somebody else, that substitution must be made a minimum of 3 business days prior to the start of the class. They've had a really tough problem over the years with sending extra books and then having to get the books back, and with this new GDPR regulations and all, they need to know who's going to be in class before the class actually starts. And the last thing, at the November meeting, I told everybody about some medical issues that Richard Taylor was having. And I've checked on him twice since that meeting, once right before Christmas, and I talked to him again the night before last. He is doing well. He had circulation issues, pretty severe circulation issues in both legs. They operated on the one, I don't remember which one, but he says he's really healing nicely from that, and he knew that they were going to have to do another procedure on his other leg. They don't anticipate it being as invasive as the first one, and he said they just scheduled that for February 13th, next month. He said hopefully once he gets done from that, he'll be good to go. He did want me to convey that he is so appreciative of the thoughts and the prayers and the card, Janet, and everything that everybody's done to him, or done for him. So, again, thanks for that. And unless anybody has any questions, that's all I've got.
All right, thank you, David. We're now going to move into the other committee reports. The first will be the Education Committee. Gerald Anderson is actually teaching a class today in Fayetteville, so Stephanie Connor is going to provide that report on her behalf.
Okay, and I cannot do the Gerald glasses thing, so I'm just going to, I'll do the best I can to make sure y'all know how much time you got. All right, so from Miss Gerald, the training report, some upcoming training opportunities. North Carolina APCO is offering the APCO Communications Center Supervisor class February 28th through March 1st. The training will be held or hosted at the Town of Apex Police Department at 205 Saunders Street in Apex. Registration for APCO members is $225 and $250 for non-members. And I think the Survey Monkey is going to be sent out this weekend for sign up for that class. North Carolina APCO is also offering the APCO Communications Training Center class March 27th through 29th, and the training will be hosted at the Wake Forest Police Department, and the location for that class is to be determined, so as soon as they have that, they will send that out. Registration for APCO members is $225 and $250 for non-members, and the Survey Monkey will also be sent out this weekend for that. APCO is offering the APCO Communications Center Supervisor class May 29th through 31st. The location is going to be at Davie County 911 at 146 Dr. Slate Drive in Knoxville. Registration is again $225 for APCO members and $250 for non-APCO members. And again, that survey will be sent out. And North Carolina APCO is pleased to announce the 2020 Telecommunicators Symposium hosted April 6th through 8th at the Embassy Suites in Greensboro, North Carolina. The slogan this year is Soar to New Heights, Engage, Energize, and Empower. This will be the first time that we've ever had a vendor hall at the symposium. We also have a new managers and directors training track. It's also bigger and better with more training, great social and networking opportunities, and we'll have more information to come for attendees and for the new commercial partners. The website is up and registration is now open, and the call for papers is also open. That will close January 31st. So if anyone has anything they would like to present, please go online or contact Gerald and she will get that going for you. And again, it is for this year, again, April 6th through 8th. And Gerald said if you wish to host a class or would like to see a certain topic offered, please contact Gerald via email and be on the lookout for the 2020 training calendar, and that should be out soon. Okay, now here's the part where I can't do the glasses. So, today is January the 17th, and you have 11 months and 13 days, that is again 11 months and 13 days, to finish your 2020 telecommunicator in-service training. It is required for those telecommunicators that work under the direction of a sheriff, and it is required for all staff hired on or before June 30th of that given year. If you do not do the classes in-house, please find an agency near you, or you can get it online from Richmond Community College, Alamance Community College, or the North Carolina Justice Academy. And just a note for those of you who are taking classes through Richmond Community College, you must do the mandatory exercise that is put on each class by the college. If you do not complete that class, even if you pass all the tests, even if everything's good, you will not get credit. So you have to do the mandatory exercise. A note for instructors, remember that you must successfully test out of a class in order to teach it. Also, if you're a school director or a qualified assistant, don't forget the North Carolina Justice Academy website and do your annual instructor update class. And this is how you will keep your general instructor certification. And with the new rule change, agencies can now hire telecommunicators. I know Gerald has said this many times, but just a reminder, you can now hire telecommunicators at age 18. So if you haven't updated your job postings, be sure you do that. And it is also time for your North Carolina General Instructor certification to be renewed. And you must complete the mandatory 1-hour training online through the North Carolina Justice Academy. This training is new each year, and it takes no time to complete. And if you fail to do it every year, your General Instructor certification will be revoked. You no longer have to fill out the old forms and send them in to renew your certification. It will renew automatically when they see you have successfully completed the mandatory training. So I guess they try to make it a little bit easier. And again, it's our chapter's goal to continue to provide quality training for our members across the state at a cost-effective rate. We thank you for your support and efforts by attending the training, and we only want to widen our efforts. And that is all from Ms. Gerald.
Thank you. All right, the next committee report, the Compassionate Care Committee. Janet, do you have any?
I did.
Okay.
Good morning. Since the last time that we met, I have sent out several cards. A couple that I failed to mention the last time, I sent cards to Tanner and Ashley Haynes, which is the daughter of Neil Sizemore. Many of you know Neil. And I sent cards to Neil and Mary Beth Sizemore. They had, in their family, Ashley had suffered a miscarriage, and it was very devastating to the family. Barbara Mason, which is Randy Surratt's mother-in-law, she's recovering from the fall. Rachel's mother, Cheryl Kelby, she's recovering from medical issues. She had quite a long stay in the hospital. Also, I have sent cards to Richard Taylor, Tammy Highland, I may be saying that wrong, but she's director of Northampton County 911. They had a deputy, Lakeem Brooks, that died in a motor vehicle accident. April Record with Guilford Metro, she had suffered a severe concussion. She's recovering from that. Retirement, Nancy Williams retirement, I sent her a card. Brett Wren and his family, his father had passed away. Grayson, and I also sent Grayson's mother, Kathy Gusa, a card as well in the passing of his stepdad. Tracy Eldridge, recovering from foot surgery, many of you know her. Kevin and Stephanie Connor, passing in Kevin's grandmother. Doris Manuel, I checked with Wes to see if his mother-in-law had gotten her card, and she had not. So I confirmed the address. I did send it to the correct one. So I sent her another card, and she was very happy about that. And she did get it. He confirmed it. Tina Gardner, she's here with us. I sent her a card. Also, we're very sorry about the passing of your pet. If you remember any of you. Kelly Palmer, she's not here, but she's retired from Raleigh Wake. She had a baby brother, his name's Emmett, and he was diagnosed just in November of 2019 with cancer, and he has passed. Susan Hall, many of you know her, she's retired from Rockingham County. Her mother has recently passed. And Stokes County Sheriff's Office, they had the unexpected death of Sergeant, I believe they called him Bubby for a nickname, Bubby Blankenship. And Dale, thank you for that information. If you'll get me the information of his family, I'll send one to them, and that's my report.
Thank you, Janet. All right, next committee report, the CGN's committee report. Steve Lingerfeld here. Okay. Moving on to the interagency communications, Lewis Cheatham.
So I just had one thing to mention, and it was just real quick, the encryption survey that was sent out from the state. Most of you may have seen that this week, and I just wanted to mention that that is something that if you have questions or concerns, you can reach out to me, myself. There's several other people on the list that you can reach out to, but reach out to me. We can help explain that and tell you what that's all about. It's basically so as agencies across the state are moving toward encryption rapidly, that we are trying not to lose interoperability. There's a lot of concerns and issues that can come out of that where we do lose interoperability, and it goes all the way to the console level. So we just want to make sure that that survey doesn't confuse anybody. Have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me or myself or anybody on that list that was sent out. So just wanted to.
Thank you, Lewis. All right, now we'll move on to the regional ambassador reports. Herman Wise for Region A was unable to be here today. His counterpart, Vic Williams, is going to share a report they both came up with.
Technology challenge to always back. Okay. All right. I've never said I was good at technology, so y'all bear with me. That's why we have the ones that are really good to help us. So from the eastern side, Herman had some reports back, and I did them. The ones we got back were Heather Joyner from Franklin County. They have 2 full-time openings and several part-time positions. So please go to the Franklin County website to apply. On Monday, January the 6th at 0021 hours, Assistant Shift Supervisor Jamie Packard received a 911 call that a pregnant woman was in labor and about to give birth. With the assistance of the 911 shift working, Jamie was able to give pre-arrival instructions and aid in the delivery of a bouncing baby girl at 3:00:32 hours. Congratulations to Jamie on a job well done. Also working that morning were Shift Supervisor Leanne Arlington, Assistant Supervisor Jamie Packard, and Telecommunicator Jed Heath. Currently reviewing bids, working towards a short list of selecting an architect for their new 911 facility. They have 2 TCs who were recently diagnosed with cancer and currently on FMLA. There's no names mentioned, but keep the TCs of Franklin County in your prayers. And please be in prayer for them, these agencies, in our agency, as they work to support them and the operations of the center. Wilson County reports, Brenda Womble. My finger got too fast here. Okay, they have got 1 open position, and you can apply through the Wilson County website. They have special recognition for staff members and their team. Congratulations to CC Supervisor Shamika Best on the birth of a baby boy, the first baby in 2020. Some of their projects that they're continuing to work on. They are doing the Say Something anonymous reporting in conjunction with Wilson County Schools and their LEO agencies. Training for the agency, they're hosting DCI Module 1 through 6 during the months of January and March. They're currently working to host another EMD, EFD class in the near future. They're asking for prayer to be continued for 2 of their telecommunicators' daughter, Iris Purcell and Jameson Williams. Randy Osborne from Carter County reports number of openings they have are 2, and you can apply at the Carter County website before January 23rd. They have asked for special recognition for 2019 Top 911 Call Center, Amanda Much. 2019 overall calls answered was Sheila Springer. Projects that they have going on, the EZNet project is the EZNet project is now pivoting to include the hosted phone solution, as the original project has been delayed several months. New scope will hopefully be completed in the second quarter 2020. Training that they're offering currently, EMD on 4.9 through 4.10, EFD 4.1 to 4.2, EPD 4.6 to 4.7. They're doing the Universal Day on 4.3, and they're also hosting the ETC instructor on February 12th through February 14th. They also had some additional things they wanted to mention. The Turk class tentatively is scheduled for May 19th through the 22nd in Moore County. So if you have folks that you'd like to send to that so they can be prepared to assist in these many disasters that we have throughout the state or our neighboring states, reach out to Brandy and she can assist you in getting folks signed up for that class. That's the class that they typically do at the Disaster Comms Week in Charlotte, and they're just going to do another class and offer that in Moore County. And that's all we have to report.
All right, thank you, Vic. Next up is Region B, Sarah Templeton.
Good morning, my name is Sarah Templeton, and I'm giving the Region B report. Durham Emergency Communications has been doing back-to-back academies since July. They have filled 15 positions out of the 16 openings, so go Durham. Apex Police Department has a new telecommunicator starting with them in December. They were a graduate of the Wake Tech TC certification program. They have another position opening this week. It should be posted. It is a permanent night 6 to 6. If anyone is interested, the starting salary is between 38 and 42, depending on your experience. Apex Police completed a staffing analysis utilizing APCO retains. They have asked for 4 additional personnel and 2 shift supervisors and 2 volume-based telecommunicators to cover the 2 to 2 shift. This would allow them to have 3 per shift during non-peak periods and 4 from 2 to 2. We'll hope that works out for them. They have started working with AT&T to join the EZNet for the hosted Vesta solution and aiming for an early quarter 3 install. They are also working with Motorola on a microwave project to connect to their center carry 911's P25 core for their primary connection and fiber as a secondary. They hope to have that project wrapped up in May or June. Raleigh Wake Communications has started a cool program. They have several visits a month from therapy dogs for their team members. If anybody wants to see pictures, I have them. That's very cool. Wake Forest Police Department is fully staffed. Go Wake Forest. Their department has started a new program called Take Me Home program. That's a tool to assist the autistic and cognitively impaired community in providing for their safety. Residents can sign up for that program to better utilize law enforcement if they wander away from home or another location in town. The officers will have access to residents' information, including a picture, to help get them home safely. The Wake County Sheriff's Office completed their installation of a new Eventide recorder from Carolina Recording Systems. It includes screen recording at all 8 CAD workstations and the QA software. We are now 8 months since our successful go live on our Central Square Tritech Inform CAD, covering 3 PSAPs, the Sheriff's Office, Raleigh Wake, and Holly Springs, along with 42 other agencies. We are currently in progress with several Phase 2 deliverables, including the TELUS CAD to share live information between our 3 PSAPs. Fire and EMS is successful, and we're now working on the law enforcement data sharing. Secondly, we're working on the ASAP to PSAP service to deliver alarm calls directly into CAD instead of them calling in by phone and being hand entered. We hope to improve our response times and decrease call taker workload. As a part of the Wake County CAD implementation, all fire, EMS, and our Sheriff's Office law enforcement are strictly dispatched by ABL. The Sheriff's Office, I already said that. Next. Wake County EMS is hoping to, they're testing Pulse Point app, which will, once it's live, it will provide notifications to trained responders and members of the public in close proximity to CPR and progress events in public places, allowing us to get trained life-saving hands on chest much faster in critical situations. Wake County is in the pilot testing phase of a FirstNet program. We have successfully tested it during the NC State Fair, and it worked great, and we're now testing it across the county. And we are also working with our P25 radio upgrade. It is still in progress with several tower sites under construction across the county, and we hope to begin testing the services such as Critical Connect this spring and go live toward the end of the year. That's it for Region B.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Next, Region C, Jackie.
Good morning. I'm not going to use the microphone. I'm loud enough naturally. So Bladen County's reporting no new positions, or no open positions, I'm sorry. They have said that they had a recent hostage situation and a suicidal situation, and they're extremely proud of their team, the way they performed under stress. In particular, Miss Patty Yankee worked extremely well with the distress caller and helped to prevent a possible suicide. Projects, they said they are ESNet onboarding in 2020. They're currently in the engineering stage and they've recently completed CAD workstation replacements and upgraded their PCs to Windows 10. They're looking at a possible CAD replacement and looking for a new vendor in 2020, but the RFP has not been released yet. They don't have any training. And okay, next is Fayetteville PD. On the technology side at Fayetteville PD, they went live with ASAP to PSAP, and they're saying that it's working pretty well. Staffing, they said they're hiring a lot and transitioning in their lots of hiring and transitioning going on in their department right now. They're in the process of promoting 7 telecommunicators, 2s, and 1 supervisor. They are going to be starting a training academy on February the 10th with 6 new telecommunicators, 1s, and 1 part-time telecommunicator. And after that academy, they will still have 5 vacancies. And they wanted me to pass on that they're very jealous of the agencies that are fully staffed. Harnett County, they have 3 vacant telecommunicator positions. They just purchased Enterprise CAD and are in the process of building it at this time, and they're hoping to go live with it in November. Hope County, they're in the process of changing their CAD and mobile system as well. Also with the Sheriff's Office their RMS and JMS over to Central Square Pro Suite platform, and they're also going to be replacing their current Vision Air. They're saying they anticipate that being completed in August. New Hanover County, they reporting they have 8 openings. They've already closed the application process and will start the critical testing on the 22nd. They're doing the initial steps towards accreditation. They don't have any new projects, and they have 1 training. North Carolina peer support will be holding the class on site February the 6th and the 7th. Pender County, they went live with the new CAD Zerker on December the 4th. It was the first in the state to go live. The transition went well. However, there has been a few hiccups, what they're saying, And they're saying if anybody is looking as far as going live with that particular CAD, to please reach out to them, that they have some recommendations that might ease your way. Lumberton Communications is reporting they're fully staffed. They've just hired a telecommunicator. They're going live with Zerker also, and Mobile CAD the first week in February, and their training begins next week. Wayne County has no openings. They're transitioning. They just transitioned over to text to 911, and they are on EZNet. They changed over on the 11th. That's everything.
Thank you, Chad. Next up, Region D, Janet Keeler.
Okay, I'll start with Danette Lilly. She reported from Wake Forest University PD. They will be hosting the Denise Amberly Victims Plea on February 5th and 6th from 0800 hours to 1700 hours. To register, go to the Denise Amberly website. Also, they are in the final stages of hiring full-time telecommunicator, then they'll be fully staffed. We had a telecommunicator to have a family member, a brother-in-law, to pass away just before Christmas of cancer. In Forsyth County, Herb Swain is reporting that they just completed an exercise for their backup center during the week of Christmas, and everything went flawless. They are still scheduled to cut over the EZNet and hosted Viper solution around the middle of February. They have 7 vacancies, and they are in the process of testing and interviewing at this time. And Wes Hutchins actually sent some training opportunities. In his email, it's the Public Safety Group presents dispatcher training in conjunction with Forsyth County Emergency Services. The classes will be held 8 to 4, and the one that's titled Culture Diversity, ripped from the headlines, is March 19th. And also March 20th, they'll have Communication Center Liability. And April 16th, they'll have Active Assailant. And you can go to the publicsafetygroup.com website for the additional information and also to register for that class. I'll get this training information for the report so we can have it online as well. Burlington PD, Stephanie Chapman, the new Alamance County 911 Operation Manager, Stephen Stigman. Is he here by chance? Could you stand? I'll give you opportunity to speak on your behalf if you like.
No, I wasn't prepared.
There you go. I've got some information if you like, but I just wanted to make sure you had opportunity.
This is my first meeting. Thank you guys for having me. So far, I've learned a lot of great information just by hearing the other counties. A lot of good information to take back. Currently, we're 3 positions short. We just ended our full-time application process. So we had about 6 that did really well in critical. And about 165 put in for the job. Narrowed it down to about 29. So we have 2 going through the process now. Interviews next week. And we just had our quality assurance specialist interviews last week, and there was 9 applicants, and everybody's so close. So we're going through that, trying to figure who's going to promote. That was internal. Working towards EMD accreditation. This will be our February 5th will be the year 1 completion of our go live with EPD. The second half of 2019, 5.2% turnover, and those 2 individuals left, not for a center, but for the other. One was to be a school teacher, and the other was to go be a nurse. So it wasn't another center, just out of the profession. That's all I have on the spot here.
You did
like
well.
I said again, I appreciate it. I look forward to continuing to come to these meetings and be more involved with everything that goes on with the meeting of APCO. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. And more information about Stephen that he didn't share. I'd like to say that he's been working with Alamance County Central Communications for the past 10 years. He began his career as a telecommunicator training officer, promoted to lead TC, and in 2018 he was promoted to quality assurance supervisor, and at the end of 2019 was promoted to Alamance County 911 operations manager. Stephen, we congratulate you. Also, Stephanie has reported that they have 1 full-time employee released from training and 4 part-time applicants in the hiring process. They hope to have them hired next month. They're in the process of obtaining CLIA accreditation, hopefully by fall. And Erica Smith, is she here by chance?
No.
Okay, she was the 2019 Telecommunicator of the Year for Burlington PD. We congratulate her. Rob Wilson with Davidson County. He's reporting that they went live on Viper November 14th, 2019. They have hired 6, which include 3 new authorized positions. Christine Moore, Guilford Metro 911. The posting of the Guilford Metro 911 Administrative Fiscal Manager position closed 12/30/2019. That process should begin movement. They have successfully updated their CAD PCs to Windows 10, and they currently have 4 vacancies at Guilford Metro. Stephanie Connor reporting from Surrey County. They have an opening for systems administrative applications are being accepted by the Employment Security Commissions. They have just recently completed their annual report, and in 2019 they processed 174,293 telephone calls, which included admin and 911, 123,633 CAD calls, and 830,189 radio transmissions. They have started the design phase of what will hopefully be a new building. They are excited. They have been in their present location since 1992. Also, they will begin working on their 2020-21 budget soon. 5 Point 911, Ellis Frazier reported that they're in the process of accepting applications to hire 1 telecommunicator. The position vacancy has been reopened and closing at midnight today. Nancy Williams retired December 31st, 2019, and from Ellis, quote, he says, "We wish her much happiness and mostly peace," in capital letters, "after all the grief and practical jokes we played on her at her expense." So, with that said, and we will see in the future if the humor is well played and accepted, because Ellis Frazier is now serving as the High Point Interim 911 Manager. So we congratulate Ellis, so we'll see how the jokes go on him. Is there anyone else from Region D, before I give Randolph's report, that still wants to say anything on behalf of their PSAP? Okay, from my county, Randolph County, we have recently hired 5 telecommunicators, and they have begun the training process. Also, we had 2 from our agency overall that's in the administrative level that has retired. After 31 years of service, our Deputy Director, Louis Sherlock, retired December 31st. And 20 years of service, our Office Manager, Pat Von Cannon, retired. So, out the door went 51 years, and that's saying a lot. And that's just fantastic. And we congratulate both Louis and Pat. Our new Deputy Director that took Louis's spot is Jared Bird. Some of you may know Jared. He was our Emergency Management Major, and now he's serving as Deputy Director, so that made his position open. So they had the interview process and all sorts of that, and then they announced yesterday that the present Captain of 911 Communications, Christy McCorkindale, had been selected to now serve as the Major for Emergency Management at our agency. So now we'll be looking for a Captain in 911 Communications. And Vic with CRS, he came to visit, and he finally saw me there. He didn't think I was really employed there, but he finally saw me there. I was happy that he came to visit it, and he brought us some goodies, which was really good. And it was good to see you, Vic. I'm just glad that our paths finally crossed at our workplace.
I'm glad to know you're there.
I know. I truly wasn't there. Just we never crossed paths. And we just recently had a chase. I don't know if you all saw that on the news, that I believe started over in Robeson County and came all the way to Randolph County and ended on our little service road at the North Carolina Zoo with a fatal ending. But with that being said, I just wanna say that you don't have to be sitting in the same 911 agency to have some awesome teamwork going on. Cause I'm telling you, between the fire, EMS, law enforcement, highway patrol, and doggone us telecommunicators, we rocked it. And from many miles, we tried our ever-loving best to keep the citizens safe and our officers informed and work together. Rowan County's on the phone with us, we're on the phone with them, constant until the end. So yay teamwork, 911 strong, and I appreciate that, everybody. Just because we're sitting on the inside, don't mean we're not team with fire and EMS along, we certainly are. And thank you for that teamwork there, we'll pass that on. And not to toot my own horn, I'm just giving agency information, but it's part of the report. Our 2019 Emergency Services Employee Banquet was held December 17th, and I was honored and extremely grateful to have been selected the 2019 Emergency Services Employee of the Year. Now, Vicky's gonna readjust the camera for me, and he's gonna shine it on you folks. Would you do me a favor, please? Just one favor, it's gonna mean a lot. For folks that know me, has known that my mother's been through a lot the last couple of years with her health. Presently, praise the Lord, she's doing well. Amen. And I just want you together on the count of 3. Tomorrow is her 79th birthday. If you would please say happy birthday, Nora. Would you do that, please? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Nora.
Thank you, that's my report.
All right, next up will be Region E, Ray Gilliland.
Good morning. I got a few responses back from several of the counties in Region E. Andy Underwood with Kings Mountain reported that telecommunicator supervisor Jessica Collins and her husband added a new addition to her family. And since her return to work, she has taken another position to a day shift job, no more nights and weekends, with that new addition in her family. Since that's opened up a supervisor position, and they plan to promote within. Kings Mountain also has 3 part-time positions open, and if anyone is interested, Andy advises you to go to the website in Kings Mountain and start the application process. Union County, Vicki Callicutt reports back in November, they started a major renovation of their current center there at the Government Center. Since that time, I think it was the first week of November, they moved to the backup site, which is in Cabarrus County's main site, and been there ever since. I think this week they've got sheetrock up and have made great strides. Hopefully in the next month or so, she says that they will move it back into the main center. Charlotte Fire, Johnny Horn, 2 positions short, and there are 3 in training currently, hopefully be finished in March. Application process was open with 330 applicants taken, and will begin the testing in February. They are performing a CAD study with CMPD, the fire department, and medic this week sometime. Also, they've got a lot going on with the RNC with the planning and the meetings coming up this year as well. Lincoln County, Bill Gibbs reports that they went live with text to 911 yesterday, and Cabarrus County started the Say Something procedure with the Cabarrus County school system and Say Something folks back in November, I believe it was. Anybody else from Region E have anything want to report? That's all I got.
Thank you, Ray. Last Region F, Greg Dodson.
Good morning. Watauga County is looking to hire a communications supervisor. If there's any interest, contact Will Holt with Watauga County Emergency Services. Rutherford County, we are accepting applications for a mini shift, a call taker position, runs from 5 to 11. That will be open until filled. Next week we go advertising for bids for the relocation of the 911 center. This process is much longer than I would have ever expected, so we are very excited to finally be advertising for bids. Rutherford County has worked with Central Square to move forward with an enterprise CAD solution. We will be doing a new contract with Central Square, taking that to the commissioners in February. Shout out to Cleveland County 911, Lori Poston and Story McIntyre. Thank you very much for accepting some calls from Rutherford County this past Tuesday. Very smooth transition. I do look forward to the PSAP managers meeting in the spring to help enhance that CAD to CAD and agency to agency support. Henderson County says they are in phase 1 or finished phase 1 of their transition from Vision Central Square to Southern Software. Burke County will be hosting an EMD class, Priority Dispatch, May 10th through the 12th of 2020. If there's any interest, reach out to Priority Dispatch or to Brock Hall. Burke County has 2 openings if you know anyone in that area. Polk County is looking to host a NENA PSAP design course. Actually, he's looking to see if there's any interest. So any of the agencies that may be interested in participating in a NENA PSAP design course, please reach out to James McGuinn at Polk County Communications. Lastly, Alexander County currently has a part-time opening and will have a full-time opening on the 28th. Application process can be found at the Alexander County website. They are still underway on a hosted ESI net solution. Construction for dispatch floor addition should start any day. And Greg asked you please keep him, his mother and father in prayer. His mother's currently in the hospital, and Dad seems to be struggling a great deal with that. So please keep Greg Foster with Alexander County, his mother and father, in your prayers. That's all I have for you today.
All right, the next report will be the commercial advisory report. Byron.
Thank y'all. First of all, Ron and Mike, can y'all stand up real fast? Just want to, everybody should give them a round of applause just for standing up for that. We always get these things sponsored. We had a commercial partner actually have to kind of back out last minute. These guys stepped up, so that was big. Really appreciate it. Some exciting news. I think we mentioned last meeting, but we have got going with this commercial. What's it called? Annual commercial sponsorship for the whole year in lieu of not having a conference. And to date, we have Carolina Recording Systems, Motorola, and SBFI. So Jennifer, if you can stand up, thank you. This is a huge, just round of applause, please. It's something that is going to last the whole year. We still have a lot to define, so we appreciate the early adopters who are going to step up, but really excited to have that and really help support us in the year when we don't have a conference. So other than that, I don't have anything else to report. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Byron. Following up on some old business that was discussed at our November meeting, it was announced that Melanie Neal had been selected as the North Carolina APCO representative to the 911 board. We're still waiting for that appointment to take place through the General Assembly. She has been able to participate in the meetings, but can't vote. So that process is still undergoing. So hopefully we'll be able to report soon that that is complete and she is a full-fledged member of the board. All right, so moving on into new business, there's a couple bittersweet announcements this morning. I'm going to call up Immediate Past President Brett Wren first.
Good morning, everyone. Before I jump into any announcements, I just want to thank everyone for their support and prayers during the recent passing of my father in November. It was quite an overwhelming time, him being so young and battling with his illness for so long. But the support of this community really helped me get through that, so thank you all for that. But it is bittersweet time. I have, after much thought and debate within myself, after 6 years of being a director, I have made the decision to resign, and I've accepted a position in the private sector. So I will make that transition 1st of February. But by the bylaws of North Carolina APCO, I am no longer eligible to serve on the executive board. So with that, I have delivered my resignation to the president, effective 1st of February. I have enjoyed serving on your executive board for the past 4 years now, and we've accomplished a lot. We've managed to make a lot of headway in the industry and set some standards as we move forward. But I'll still be here. If you don't have my contact information, see me after the meeting. I'll be glad to keep in touch with you and help you in any way I can. But thank you all, and thank you for your support moving forward.
All right, now another announcement, another bittersweet announcement. Call up first vice president.
Hello again, everyone. So, coming in behind Brett, I would first like to say that it has been an absolute pleasure to serve as second VP and first VP, to work along with these great professionals up here to support you all, and to say that as of February 13th, I will also be leaving Surrey County as the director. However, I'm not going far because I have accepted a position with the 911 board, so I'll still be working with everyone, which really makes me happy because I love the PSAPs and I love the people. So I'm very excited to be on board with the 911 board with Pokey and Tina and Angie and Marsha and everybody there. So I'm looking forward to my new role, but I will have to step down as first VP, so Grayson will be talking about that a little bit later. So thank you all for your support for APCO and for everything that you guys do. And I look forward to working with you all still in the future.
If we can give both Brett and Stephanie a round of applause, please. So this is all hit this week. Brett called me on Monday and Stephanie called me on Tuesday. So we're still working on all the details. Christine Moore will automatically advance to the role of first vice president, and Ray Gilliland has graciously agreed to step into the role of immediate past president to fulfill this term, so we have our executive board filled. We'll probably do the swearing in at our next meeting in March, and still working on all the specific details, but more will be coming out about that in the near future. Following on some of Brett's comments, many of you know my stepfather passed away December 1st. I just want to also thank everyone for the tremendous support, calls, cards, everything. It was overwhelming to have such a good family supporting. With that, do we have any other announcements, drawings? All right, is there a motion to adjourn the APCO meeting?
Motion.
Actually, I'm sorry, I just saw Pokey and reminded. Do you want to come up and make your announcements?
I can just do it from here. I know that, where's Donna? Donna will be bringing more formal report from the board per se. But we came en masse today, and I just want to take a moment to introduce those of you who have not had a chance to see in person your 911 board staff. I just thought down here, Amy Tuberville serves as regional coordinator. Marsha Tapler serves as our finance director. Beside her, Kristen Falco, one of our, well, not our newest employee now, but one of our newest employees. Kristen is our financial review specialist. Everyone here knows Tina. She needs absolutely no introduction. Across the way, Stanley Meeks is our new EMAC manager. These folks are going to be attending the meetings as often as they can, so that they can be here just for interface and networking with you. It's always easier to deal with matters and good, bad, or indifferent when you know that person and you're seeing them face to face. So there'll be a lot of interaction there. Aside from Stephanie, we will go ahead and welcome aboard Stephanie. On the 17th of February, she'll be coming on board. She'll be hitting the ground running. We have made some changes in the regions that will be announced in short order. We're aligning with the dippers, So I think that that'll be a better, way for us to, align the efforts with emergency management, the dippers, so that we can serve you all collectively. Also, I do wanna go ahead and announce, that, we have filled the other regional coordinator position. That young man will be coming on February 3rd, and that is David Newberry out of Randy's shop. So I had to send Randy a message to make sure that he had no animosity in his stuff. So we, by February 17th, we will be full staff of all 4 of the regions having a representative as far as a regional coordinator. We are in the process now of interviewing for that second financial review specialist. Once that person comes on board, then we can put our PAT or PSAP assistance team model into place, that every PSAP will have a regional coordinator, a financial review specialist assigned to you. That's your go-to folks. Of course, knowing my phone is always on, my door's always open, but you'll have those go-to people for any particular concerns that you may have. Also, as we move forward, you all will be receiving more information from Stanley and the NMAC, offering the services in the NMAC, not just for next gen issues or concerns, but for everyday problems. Stanley can tell you we're even helping with some leak and carrier issues when folks are hitting brick walls. So we want to do that as well. I'm looking at, we're gonna hopefully be having a meeting with carriers in the near future that our NMAC can serve as that state POC, that we know about issues that are going on, outages, so that we can help everyone there. But I just want to take the opportunity to introduce your team here. They will be attending the meetings as their schedules allow. And just some, I think maybe some restroom conversation that Kristen and I had this morning, TMI, no. But using this opportunity as well, we do know that the field visits from the finance team have been very beneficial for reporting and issues and concerns. So this may be a good opportunity, a good already scheduled day that folks are away from their office, and we can just utilize that and coordinate our report reviews with you all in the field in conjunction with the meeting. So thank you all. Welcome aboard, Stephanie. We look forward to it. And unless there's questions, Don will give a more formal report out from the board later.
Thank you, Pokey. Is there any other business for the chapter of APCO? All right, a motion to adjourn. Second. All right, Randy, you want that 10-minute break?
Yes, sir. Let's
Okay,
take 10
we'll
minutes.
adjourn for 10 minutes. Let's start the meeting.